What is up, people, and welcome back to my Rags to Riches F1 2010 to 2014 career mode. This is the career mode where we go from one of the worst teams in F1 2010, work our way up through the ranks and through the teams, and try and get a drive for one of the best teams in F1 2014. We're currently in the F1 2013 season, Season 4 of the Rags to Riches, the sequel. And we are here at round 7, the Canadian Grand Prix. So if you have missed any of the previous episodes, go catch up with the card annotation in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Just click on that, and the whole series and whole playlist will be there for you to choose from. But looking at the standings, going into round 7 of this 4th season, and we're currently 7th in the standings, 1 point behind our teammate of Kimi Räikkönen. It's been an okay season so far, but we would like to build upon that and try and get a decent team for next season. I think 7th place is a Toro Rosso seat, if I'm right. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think it is a Toro Rosso seat for next season. So we would like to build upon that. I think 6th place is a Force India, and then 5th place is Mclaren, and so forth. So yeah, we would like to build upon that and get some good teams, hopefully, for F1 2014. Because, of course, that is the season that we have to win the championship. We have to win the championship in F1 2014. Otherwise, it's just going to be a bit of an embarrassment. Anyway, looking at the emails going into today's race. So we've got teammate challenge. Just getting thrashed. Just getting absolutely thrashed there by Kimi Räikkönen. Not good indeed. And the race objective. I don't remember what happened last time around the Monaco Grand Prix. Where did we finish? We finished in 10th. Okay, so we got 1 point from that race. I think we did well, but we had a problem late on in the race. I can't actually remember. It's been a while. I've been on holiday since I recorded the last episode, so it has been a while. It's only been a day for you guys, but it has been a while for me. And race information for the Canadian Grand Prix going to be all dry throughout the whole weekend, but nothing really else to talk about for that. I'm not too sure. We'll get the race objectives, won't we, when we go into the actual session. So without any further ado, let's head over to the race weekend for the Canadian Grand Prix. Here we go then. One-shot qualifying time for the Canadian Grand Prix. It's been a while since I've driven an F1 2013 car, and my control... Oh, wow. Okay, great start to the lap there. My controller goes and disconnects. I need to go get some new batteries, so I'll be right back.
A few moments later.
Why are you not turning on? Let's get on with this qualifying session. DRS open, down towards the line, using all of our curves, making sure we are in rich mix of fuel, and let's get this lap underway. Purple through Sector 1, that's what we like to see, although going through Canada, it's quite difficult not to set a good lap time at this circuit. This is probably one of the easiest circuits on the F1 calendar, but still, going purple, I'll take that. Okay, 4 tenths down at the moment on the pole time, really running wide through that hairpin there, but using our curves, getting a sort of better exit than we usually would have done out of the hairpin. Hopefully, it's still good enough to break into the top 10. We're just going to have to wait and see, though, as we go down towards the final chicane, braking late into towards this corner, flicking the car through the right, then the left, using a lot of the curbs. DRS open, down towards the line, using the fastest line towards the start-finish line. What is it good enough for? P8. P8. That's a pretty good qualifying session, if I, say so myself. P8 is a pretty decent qualifying position. I think, unfortunately, we've probably been out-qualified by my teammate, but P8, I'm very happy with that. There we go then, finishing today's session in 8th position. Not too bad at the end of the day. 7 tenths of a second slower than slower than Sebastian Vettel, who got pole position for today. Also a little bit slower than our teammate of Kimi Räikkönen, who qualified 3 tenths of a second faster than us in P6. So it's not too bad. It's still a pretty decent result. We are definitely up there in the field, up in the top 8. We have struggled recently in qualifying sessions, so it's good to get a car up towards the front end of the field and hopefully try and challenge once again for podiums and stuff like that. But Sebastian Vettel is our pole man for today, with Nico Rosberg in 2nd, Fernando Alonso in 3rd, with Lewis Hamilton 4th, Mark Webber in 5th. My teammate Kimi Räikkönen lines up in 6th, with Felipe Massa in 7th. Alongside him is myself in P8, with Nico Hülkenberg 9th, and Jenson Button rounding out the top 10. Any real surprises in qualifying? Not really. The back markers where they should be. But what can we do from 8th on the grid? Let's find out as we head over to the race for the Canadian Grand Prix. It's race day here at the Canadian Grand Prix, starting in P8 on the grid. A really good qualifying session for myself. I'm very, very happy with that, to be honest. We have struggled in qualifying over the course of most games. Qualifying down in 18th place, our usual spot. So 8th place is a really, really decent result. Race strategy for today, though, starting on the options because we have to, and then pitting for the primes on lap 6. We're going to go cautious throughout this race. And a teammate challenge. Unfortunately, just look at that. We are getting absolutely destroyed by Kimi Räikkönen. 7-0 in out-qualified. 7-0. That just shows you how bad I am at qualifying against my teammate. But qualifying doesn't matter. It is only really a quarter of the job. You still have to do a good job in the race, and that is what we intend to do here today and overtake Kimi Räikkönen in the Drivers' Championship as well. We'll just have to wait and see on that one, but nothing else really to talk about. 0% chance of rain, so let's head down to the track and get today's race underway. Sebastian Vettel got pole position for today's Canadian Grand Prix, of Nico Rosberg lining up in second. There's my teammate Kimi Räikkönen in 6th, and I'm directly behind him in 8th position on the grid. I've got Felipe Massa just ahead of me in 7th, and I've also got Nico Hülkenberg and Jenson Button on my tail as well. So the lights start to come on now. It is 5 red lights. It is lights out, and away we go for the Canadian Grand Prix. It's a good start compared to Nico Hülkenberg as we go to the left-hand side, try and get the inside line down in towards turn 1, going up the inside of Massa, nearly going into the back of Mark Webber. We're going to have to go around the outside if we want to gain a position on the Red Bull driver, losing the back end. A little bit of contact between myself and the Red Bull driver down in towards turn 3. We've got Mark Webber. We're going to have to settle behind Lewis Hamilton though, as Kimi Räikkönen got a really decent... Oh, I've gone straight into the back of Lewis Hamilton there. Just braking a little bit too late, and Lewis Hamilton got caught up with Kimi Räikkönen as well. A little bit unfortunate for myself, but we are still in this fight. We're up into P7. We've made a little bit of progress in this race, moving up from P8 to P7, and now we'll be hunting down Mark Webber, Lewis Hamilton, and of course my teammate of Kimi Räikkönen. Oh, Mark Webber's run wide. Mark Webber's got a problem in this race. He's gone. Mark Webber is gone. He is out. We've moved up into P6 for this Canadian Grand Prix, and before Mark Webber actually went out of this race, the top 9 are very, very close together. Now it's the top 8 in this race, as Massa maybe looking to go for an overtake. I don't think he'll be able to do it. I know he doesn't. We are able to hold on to P6 there, but trying now to catch up to Lewis Hamilton, who's trying to get past Kimi Räikkönen as well. We've got a battle for second place at the moment. We've run it very deep in towards turn 1, but just about making turn 2 there, which is pretty decent. Now Sebastian Vettel has moved down into P4, so it's not a good day for the Red Bull team at the moment. Okay, it's now pit stop time here for this Canadian Grand Prix. We've got Jenson Button all over our tails still. He's going to go for an overtake using Slipstream and DRS on the right-hand side. Is he going to be coming into the pits? I think he might be, as he swoops over in front of Felipe Massa there. He comes into the pits. Massa carries on, and we're going to be getting a new set of tyres now. But what can we do on the other guys around us? Looking to try and do the undercut. Has our pit stop worked out for us? A 3.1 second stop. We've come out ahead of Jenson Button, so it seems like it has been a quick one, and we are going to come out in P7. This guy's going to get past us momentarily, but we will get back past him down in towards turn 2, because obviously you miss out turn 1 at this Canadian Grand Prix pit lane. So there we go, lap 7 in P7, and now trying to hunt down the guys ahead of us. I think at the moment though, P6 is the best that we can hope for in the race. Okay, we've got drivers in the pits at the moment, including Felipe Massa, another one coming out the pit lane now, but unfortunately he's going to come out way ahead of me because of course the pit lane exit. That's actually Lewis Hamilton, who's actually got the jump on Sebastian Vettel as well. So Vettel has gone from pole position now down to 5th place. He is not having a decent race, and hopefully his woes could continue, and we may be able to get up into 5th position as well. 6th place, not too bad. It's Kimi Räikkönen, I think, that is leading this Canadian Grand Prix. That is incredible stuff there from my teammate. Not exactly what I want to see going into the teammate battle, but still really, really decent result. I think somebody's got a problem because there is a whole cluster of cars going down in towards the hairpin now. So let's see how this develops. So someone's definitely got a problem. There is somebody at the back of the trail who definitely has a problem. I think it might be Nico Rosberg, but I'm not entirely sure because he just held up the whole pack for quite a while now, as Sebastian Vettel looks to try and get past that guy. Can't quite do it. And we're just going to sort of sit back. Oh, I completely messed up the chicane there. Flew over the bumps, but I think I actually lost time through that corner. I'm not too sure, actually. I think they were losing time, but at the moment, it doesn't look like it. The whole cluster is still together. We aren't really gaining on them. The gap is still 2.8 seconds to Sebastian Vettel. So maybe not. Maybe Kimi Räikkönen is just unbelievably quick at this circuit. Sebastian Vettel going for the overtake on Nico Rosberg down in towards the final chicane. It looks like he's got the job done. Nico Rosberg now down into 6th place as I grit my teeth there going through that chicane. Got very close to the wall. A little bit scared, but Nico Rosberg now down into 5th place. So it looks like the guys in 1st and 2nd not having a good race at all. They definitely had their cars set up for quali pace and not race pace. So they have made a vital error here at this Canadian Grand Prix. But I'm not really going to mind too much, as it's going to help out my race, hopefully. If I can just pull in Nico Rosberg, I might be able to get 5th place. This race has unfortunately been a bit dull and a bit quiet. Like, it had a lot of potential at the start. We were like in a big battle, and all the guys from 1st to 9th were separated by 5 seconds at max. And now it's just, I mean, we're keeping up with them, but we're just not quick enough to make any progress on the leaders, unfortunately. I mean, that gap is now 2.9 seconds, so it's very similar to what it has been in the past. Vettel increasing the lead, though. He's very quick at the moment. Rosberg will now be quicker, as he's now rich mix, and everybody is right up behind Kimi Räikkönen. So Räikkönen's surge at the start of the race may all be about to fall apart, and he may fall down the field. Hopefully he does, because of course I do want to beat my teammate in the championship. So we're just going to have to wait and see whether I can do that or not. But this race now, I feel like it's just going to be getting the car to the end and just taking what we can get if anything comes to us. 2 laps to go then, and Kimi Räikkönen in 1 lap has dropped all the way from 1st down to 5th. Down to 4th, sorry. Wow, that just shows you the pace of those leaders. It can literally turn on its head. If you're in rich mix or you're in lean or something like that, and I'm guessing Kimi was in rich at the start of the race, and now he's had to go to lean at the end, and unfortunately for him, that has just completely backfired. And that does actually give me hope that maybe he has a problem or something like that, and I can catch up to him. But there is a 5-second gap to Rosberg, who is just behind Räikkönen. So it's seeming like it is going to be unlikely, but we will wait and see. Start of the final lap here at today's Canadian Grand Prix, and Rosberg not quite gotten past Kimi Räikkönen just yet, but he'll be looking to do it on this final lap. Can Rosberg move up into P4 and take that away from Kimi Räikkönen? We'll just have to wait and see. The leaders are in fact coming up to a few back markers at the moment, so possibly there may be a chance for those guys to get held up, and I might be able to catch up. It seems unlikely, but I'm just trying to hope for any bit of luck, anything that can go in my favour of trying to get more points in today's race. Massa too far behind, not really worried too much about him at the moment. Only a couple of corners left to go. We're about halfway through the track, but there's not much really left to do in this Canadian Grand Prix. There's the leaders going down the start-finish straight now. Yes, they are actually catching up to those back markers, but I don't think they're going to hold them up at all. We go through the hairpin now for the last time here at the Canadian Grand Prix. 4 seconds is the gap to Massa. So Massa was actually catching me up at a lightning rate at the end of this race. However, it's not going to be enough. And Räikkönen has been overtaken by Nico Rosberg as Lewis Hamilton wins the Canadian Grand Prix. We break down into the final chicane for the final time at this Canadian Grand Prix. Weaving the wheels, sort of in celebration. P6, it's a decent result. It's good points on the board that will definitely help us as this season goes on. Remember, this is a long season. There are 23 races in this season, so anything can happen. Anything can happen, and, you know, hopefully it does. But we're just going to have to wait and see on that one. But there we go, P6 for today's race, just behind Kimi Räikkönen. Lewis Hamilton wins today's race with Sebastian Vettel in 2nd, Fernando Alonso in 3rd, Nico Rosberg 4th, and Kimi Räikkönen 5th, and then myself in 6th. Only 6 seconds separating the top 5 guys, only 2 seconds separating the top 3. Just shows you how close it was between those guys. Unfortunately, we just didn't have the pace on those medium tyres, so we just couldn't keep up. We just could not keep up with the leaders. But we're going to the next race. We've got some positives to take away from today. P6 is a decent result. We do have pace in the car. We were 5 seconds ahead of Felipe Massa at the end of the day, which is a big positive, as Massa finishes 7th, Jenson Button 8th, Paul di Resta 9th, Pastor Maldonado in 10th, and getting the final championship point with the 2 Saubers just narrowly missing out. Any surprises in today's race? Not really, but it was Sergio Perez and Mark Webber, the 2 guys who did not finish in today's race. A disappointment there for those 2. Right, Drivers' Championship then. Unfortunately, we are going to lose ground on Kimi Räikkönen, but we stay in P7. 10 points ahead of Felipe Massa. Only 3 points behind Kimi Räikkönen, so the gap is not too large. And we're still 20 points behind Mark Webber, as we've gained on him just a little bit here today. 25 points is the gap to Fernando Alonso. Remember, if we get one race win, we can certainly be up within the top 4 guys batting for that 4th position. So fingers crossed, something like that can happen. But we just need to keep on it. We just need to keep on going, keep on pushing, and try and just get our nose in there and just try and stay in the battle for a top team. Because at the moment, Toro Rosso's seat, it's not exactly the best. So we would like to improve on that. Constructors Championship, they're not like it really matters too much, but 103 points on board for the Lotus team. I think we have lost out to Ferrari. No, actually, we might have lost out to Ferrari here today as Fernando Alonso beat Kimi Räikkönen in the race. But 115 points for the Ferrari team. So we are looking to try and catch up to those guys as the season goes on. I don't think we'll be able to catch up with Red Bull and Mercedes at the moment. We're just going to have to sort of see how this season pans out. But I think those two teams are going to be battling for the championship. So it's just a case of whether we can get third place or not. But that's it for today's Canadian Grand Prix. If you have enjoyed the episode, don't forget to smash a like on today's video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And don't forget to share this video with your friends. And I'll see you next time at the British Grand Prix, I think it is. But until then, it's goodbye from me.